I want to start by giving you some few hints on science, because I noticed there's a lot of panic created by people who don't know science very much about Ebola. I was watching CNN spreading fear through ignorance. Ebola is much easier to control than corona. Corona was one of the biggest problems in the world, one of the most dangerous pandemics. Why? Because it was spreading through breathing. We sit in the same bus, even if I am some meters away, you can infect me. We sit in the same room, you can infect me with corona. That's why corona was very, very dangerous. And Uganda was the most country the most successful country in the whole world, I think, in controlling corona. We lost very few people, about 200 or something like that. You can check how many people other countries lost, because many of the countries are not serious in fighting a disease. Here we controlled it with very few losses. Now, therefore, Ebola is nothing compared to corona. Ebola spreads by intimate contact. Mufachina abantu mbave kumba kwata bachi. Tumukwata ko mutunire butunzi. Contact, intimate contact. That's how Ebola spreads. And even then, somebody infected by Ebola is not infective all the time. It is only when the symptoms start showing that he or she starts being able to infect other people. And that is like after 5 days or 10 days. The whole period, I think they are saying that the incubation period is like 21 days. So therefore, stop shaking hands. I normally don't like shaking hands, and this is a very good excuse. Now, I just wave at you. Shaking hands for what? What do you want to do for me? Nkulavye Chimara. Then I saw somebody panicking, even somebody who was supposed to be a minister somewhere was speaking that person was a minister also, but speaking ignorantly. If you report Ebola early, it is treatable. Why? Because you counter the damages that Ebola causes to you. Because Ebola kills by, number one, high fever. High fever, which damages your organs. So therefore, the doctors can control the fever. Can control the fever if it is reported in time. Then vomiting and so on causes dehydration. So early intervention, you rehydrate. you rehydrate the patient. Somebody who is infected can actually be treated by countering the effects of Ebola. So therefore, and then the CNN was saying DRC and Uganda. I don't know why my daughter Kagwa, you have not countered that. This was mainly DRC. All these people, the 500 or whatever number, then the ones who have died, they are saying 130 or something like that. All of them are on the Congo side mainly. And then one who died here in the Chiburi hospital had come from Congo. And then another one who is, I think, sick in Nakasero. There are few people. So the correct description of the outbreak is that it is mainly in Congo, but with a few people who came from Congo who came here. Now, when I met with the task force, we didn't agree with the panic of closing the border and all that. Because if people are coming illegally, we can manage them. First of all, if we work with the Congo government and tell them that anybody who has got a fever, please don't travel. Anybody with a fever, don't travel. Stay in your location and report to the health authorities. Then at the border, we check the temperatures in the bus, in the cars, we check the temperatures. And then we guide everybody, even when you're already here, if you get sick, you report immediately to the health center. We shall control it. I've told our people to look at the airline, because people were talking about Uganda airline. The vice president will chair a meeting and guide you. The one thing that should stop are the markets near the border, because those are very indisciplined. I hear there was a big market in Toroko, where the Ugandans and the Congolese were busy mixing up. Those should be suspended. The vice president and the head of civil service and the PS health will guide you. So otherwise, this is really very easy to deal with. It's not a big problem, and we have always dealt with it very easily. It's very easy to deal with. So please, educate CNN. And even some of the governments need education. I hear some of the governments panicking, giving this and that. Tell them that you saw a teacher who can help them at no cost to themselves. Now, coming to tourism. First of all, I must criticize your shelter here. And this one here. Because these canvases, are they canvas or what? These plastics, what? Where you put my visitors, they are distorting our heritage. They amplify heat. You are now roasting my people. Inside this tent here, that's terrible. Should not. Okay, it stops the rain. But I hope the visitors get out and really feel the air properly. We need to resolve this issue, this shelter. Maybe we should build a permanent shelter here with the right material, but not this canvas. Is it canvas or what? This? ebipiira ebyo mubiyita biki? Ebipiira abamanyi Oluganda mubiyita biki? Abamanyi Oluzungu? Our master of ceremonies, what is this? Is it canvas or what?
Your Excellency, canvas could also work, but this is a tarpaulin. So it's...
But made of very bad material, which captures heat.
Yes, Your Excellency.
So please, this is not real Uganda. This is a distortion. Get out and feel the real air. You will feel it's very... Outside that furnace, the temperature is what? Somebody should go and get us the real temperature outside, and then come and get the temperature in the furnace there. That's a furnace. People are being roasted. I'm roasting here. Anyway, that is, I thought I should point it out. Now, for tourism promoters, I want to tell you that Uganda is unique. There are only 3 points on the globe, Uganda and 2 others, which are like this. Why is Uganda unique? It is unique because we are right on the equator. That airport where you landed is 200 meters north of the equator. The equator passes 200 meters from the end of the runway on the southern side. So we get the sun all the year round. But our altitude is high. Normally when I travel to the world, I get very worried. When I land in New York, I look at the computer of my plane, and they say I am 18 feet above sea level. Oh! I don't sleep in the hotel, because I get worried that the ocean may come and swallow me. But here where you are 1,000 something, maybe 1,200 meters above the sea. Here. And this is middle level. You can show them the highest point of Uganda, which is 5,000 meters. Put it on the screen if you have it. The Rwenzori Mountains, put it there. Mubadiki, mwebase? They will get it. So, the lowest part of Uganda, which is in the Rift Valley, is 600 something meters above sea level. And the highest, as I've said, is 5,000 plus meters above the sea level. And therefore, all the year round, our temperatures are very mild. In some parts of Uganda, they actually, it's quite, that is, freeze it there, freeze it. Don't think those are the Alps in Europe. That's Uganda. Freeze it, keep it there. This is what amazed the first European, one of the first Europeans who came here, Henry Morton Stanley. He was amazed. Couldn't know that there was snow right on the equator. And this is the uniqueness of Uganda. On the equator, with a high altitude. The only other parts of the world which are like this, are a part of Kenya. There's a part of Kenya which is near Mount Kenya, which is like this one. And also, there's a country in South America. What do you call it? There's a country in South America. I've never been there, but I see it on the map. I think it may be like here. It's called Ecuador. Ecuador. I suspect that country may be like Uganda here. So when you say come to Uganda, other than these people who have put you in a furnace, what they call, I don't know what you call it. Here you don't have to warm the air, you don't have to cool it, you just enjoy it the way it is. If you come to State House, the houses where government houses, there's air conditioning there, but I have never used it. Never used it. The machines are, I don't think they're even working, because I never use air conditioning. So that is point number one. These are three unique parts of the world. In Tanzania, there's also another place called, but that is a bit south of the equator. It's not exactly on the equator, it's a bit south, called Kilimanjaro. Near the equator, not very far. But the ones direct on the equator, it is a part of Kenya, Uganda, and Ecuador. Otherwise, the equator, for most of the time, passes through low-lying parts of the world, like the Amazon. I hear those people have been to the Amazon. It's very humid, very hot. The Congo Basin, part of Congo, very hot, very humid. I was in the Philippines once, very humid. The equator passes there. And then in the ocean. Most of the time, the equator passes in the ocean. So when we say our friend Winston Churchill, when he wrote that statement in 1907, he was amazed. He had never seen anything like this in his life. And Churchill was a wanderer. He was a permanent traveler. So he was amazed. That's number one. The uniqueness of Uganda. There is nothing. When I travel, it's a sacrifice. I really sacrifice to leave Uganda to go and visit other places. I don't want to leave Uganda for any. I am over here and for here. I am always here. And these days I had the trouble. But secondly, if you are looking for the original Africans, here they are.